If you have mice in your house, stop buying traps, stop calling the exterminator, and for the love of everything holy, stop using poison that makes them die inside your walls and smell like death for 3 weeks. I'm Cleanova Hacks. My grandfather cleaned hospitals. My father cleaned schools. I've cleaned everything from crime scenes to corporate offices. And in all those years, I've learned one thing. Mice don't care about your expensive traps. They care about food, shelter, and safety. Today, I'm going to show you the method my grandfather used before modern chemicals existed. It uses one ingredient you already have in your kitchen. It's cheap, it's safe, and it works faster than any store-bought solution because it attacks the problem at the source, not just the symptom. If you want your house back, stay with me. Let's be real about what's happening in your home right now. You hear scratching in the walls at night. You find little black pellets in the pantry. Maybe you even saw one dart across the floor when you turned on the kitchen light. Your first instinct is panic. Then comes the trip to the hardware store. You buy snap traps, you buy glue boards, you buy those plastic boxes with the bait stations. You set them up, you wait, and what happens? Nothing. Or worse, you catch one mouse, but 2 more seem to take its place. Here is the hard truth most people ignore. Mice trapping is like bailing water out of a sinking boat with a teaspoon. You are dealing with the symptom, not the cause. Mice are not random visitors, they're residents. They have moved in, they have established nesting sites, they have mapped out your home. A single female mouse can produce up to 10 litters a year, with 6 babies per litter. That is 60 new mice from one parent in 12 months. If you are only trapping, you are fighting a losing battle against biology. And let's talk about poison. I see so many people use rodenticidal blocks. It seems easy. You put out the block, they eat it, they die. But where do they die? Mice are smart. When they feel sick from poison, their instinct is to retreat to their nest. Their nest is usually deep inside your wall insulation, under your floorboards, or in your attic. When they die there, you cannot reach them. The decomposition process begins. The smell permeates your drywall. It attracts flies. It attracts beetles. Now you have a secondary infestation problem on top of the original one. Plus, if you have pets or kids, poison is a massive liability. One accidental ingestion is a trip to the emergency room. We need a better way, a way that is safe, effective, and permanent. The reason: why do standard methods fail? Because they don't understand mouse behavior. Mice are neophobic. That means they're afraid of new things. When you put out a new trap, they avoid it for days. They watch it, they test it, they send scouts. By the time they trust it enough to interact with it, they have already bred. Glue traps are cruel and often ineffective because strong mice can chew their own legs off to escape. Snap traps require perfect placement and timing. The reason my grandfather's method works is because it bypasses the mouse's fear of new objects. It doesn't look like a threat, it looks like food, or it looks like nothing at all. The key ingredient we're using today is baking soda. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wash, baking soda is for cleaning sinks. Yes, it is, but it is also a powerful, non-toxic rodent control agent when used correctly. Here's the science, simplified. Mice have a very specific digestive system. They cannot vomit. This is a crucial biological fact. When a human eats something bad, we throw up. It's our body's emergency release valve. Mice have no such option. When they ingest baking soda, it reacts with the acids in their stomach. This reaction creates carbon dioxide gas. In a human, this would just make us burp. In a mouse, the gas has nowhere to go. It builds up pressure in their small stomach cavity. This causes internal distress, bloating, and eventually it stops their heart. It is not instant. It takes 24 to 48 hours. This is actually a good thing. It allows the mouse to return to its nest away from high traffic areas. But because the mechanism is internal and chemical, it doesn't leave a toxic residue in your home like poison does. If they die in the wall, the body desiccates, dries out much faster than a poisoned body because there are no heavy metals or anticoagulants preserving the tissue. The smell is minimal compared to rodenticide. But baking soda alone isn't enough. If you just leave a pile of white powder on the floor, mice will walk around it. They're cautious. We need to make it irresistible. We need to mask the texture and the taste. We need to turn it into a treat. This is where the old way comes in. We combine the baking soda with something they cannot resist: peanut butter and flour. This mixture hides the gritty texture of the soda and smells like a feast. Here is exactly how you do it. Do not skip steps. Precision matters. Step 1. The mix. You need 3 ingredients: baking soda, all-purpose flour, and creamy peanut butter. Do not use chunky. The chunks give them something to spit out. You want a smooth paste. Take 1 cup of baking soda, take 1 cup of flour, mix them together in a bowl until they are completely blended. The flour acts as a binder and masks the white color of the soda. Now add the peanut butter. Start with half a cup. Mix it in. You're looking for a dough-like consistency. It should be sticky enough to hold its shape, but soft enough for a mouse to eat easily. If it's too dry, add more peanut butter. If it's too wet, add more flour and soda mix. The ratio should remain roughly equal parts soda and flour. Step 2. The placement. Do not just drop balls of this on the floor. Mice run along walls. They rarely cross open spaces. They use their whiskers to feel the boundary between the wall and the floor. This is called phygmotaxis. You must place your bait along these paths. Look for droppings. Look for grease marks on the baseboards. These are highways. Take small pieces of the mixture, about the size of a marble, place them every 3 to 4 feet along these walls. Focus on dark, quiet areas: behind the refrigerator, under the sink, in the back of the pantry, inside cabinets where you store dry goods. Pro tip: if you have entry points you haven't sealed yet, place the bait inside the hole if possible, or directly in front of it. You want them to eat it before they go deeper into your home or as they are entering. Step 3. The wait. This is the hardest part for people. You want results now, but you must wait. Do not touch the bait for 48 hours. Do not clean up the area. Let them work. You might see the bait disappear. That is a good sign. It means they are eating it. Remember, it takes time for the chemical reaction to happen. You will not see dead mice immediately. You might notice less activity after day 2. By day 4, the population should drop significantly. Step 4. The seal. While the baking soda is working, you must stop the influx. Baking soda kills the current residents. It does not stop new ones from coming in. Walk around your home's exterior. Look for holes larger than a dime. Mice can squeeze through a hole the size of a pencil. Use steel wool to stuff these holes. Mice cannot chew through steel wool. Then seal the steel wool with caulk or expanding foam. This is critical. If you do not seal the entry points, you will be doing this every winter. Step 5. The cleanup. After 1 week, check your bait stations. Remove any uneaten bait. Vacuum the area thoroughly to remove any droppings or urine. Use a disinfectant spray. Mice carry hantavirus and other pathogens. Do not sweep dry droppings. This kicks dust into the air. Wet them down first, then wipe them up. Wear gloves. Always wear gloves. Why is this better than traps? Because it is passive. You set it and forget it. It works while you sleep. It works while you are at work. It targets multiple mice at once because they share food sources. A trap catches 1 mouse at a time. This method can reduce a whole colony, and it costs pennies. A box of baking soda is $1. A bag of flour is $3. Peanut butter is $5. You can treat your entire house for less than the cost of 1 professional extermination visit. Is it humane? That is a question I get often. Nature is not humane. Mice destroy insulation. They chew electrical wires, which causes house fires. They contaminate your food with salmonella. They are pests. This method is quick relative to starvation or freezing. It is internal. It is not painful in the way a broken leg from a trap is. It is a practical solution for a serious problem. Here's a tip most people miss. Scent masking. Mice have an incredible sense of smell. They can smell your fear, literally. They can smell the human scent on the bait if you handle it with bare hands. When you mix your baking soda dough, wear disposable gloves, not just for hygiene, but to keep your scent off the bait. If the bait smells like you, they will hesitate. They will investigate, but they might not eat enough to be effective. Keep the bait smelling like food, not like a human. Also, refresh the bait every 3 days if it hasn't been eaten. Peanut butter can go rancid or dry out. Fresh bait is attractive bait. Old, hard bait is ignored. Another pro tip: combine this with peppermint oil. Mice hate the smell of peppermint. Soak cotton balls in pure peppermint oil and place them near entry points where you are not placing bait. This drives them toward the bait stations. You are herding them. You are using their aversion to peppermint to push them into the trap of the baking soda mixture. It's a pincer movement. Drive them from the outside with scent, kill them on the inside with chemistry. We have covered the problem with traditional traps, the science behind why baking soda works, and the exact recipe to eliminate mice from your home. This is knowledge passed down from generations of janitors who had to solve problems without big budgets or dangerous chemicals. It works because it respects the biology of the pest. If this video helped you, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I upload new videos every week teaching you the old ways of cleaning and maintaining your home, methods that actually work, not just marketing hype. I want to hear from you in the comments. What is your biggest cleaning nightmare right now? Is it mold in the bathroom, grease on the stove, or maybe you have a different pest problem? Let me know below. I read every comment, and I often use your questions to plan my next videos. If you are struggling with grease on your gas stove, you need to watch this video next. I break down the exact paste I use to strip decades of burned-on grease without scratching the enamel. It's linked right here on the screen. Click it, and I'll see you there. Stay clean, stay smart.